This peculiar device could unlock secrets of the past, but no one knows its true purpose. With a sturdy metal frame and a worn handle, it holds mysteries waiting to be uncovered. The flat base, marked by a strange cup-like indentation, hints at an intriguing history. Imagine a bustling kitchen, the clanging of pots, and the aroma of baked goods filling the air. Do you know what this was for? Most people have no idea. This tool once played a crucial role in the heart of American homes. Let's dive into the world of forgotten kitchen gadgets that vanished after World War II. Number 10 on our list is the cherry stoner. This tool, often made of cast iron, features a delicately designed bowl that cradles the cherry as you press down. Picture yourself in a sunlit kitchen, a basket of fresh cherries laid out on the counter. With the cherry stoner, each fruit is quickly and efficiently pitted, saving time during the laborious task of canning the summer harvest. This gadget was a godsend for housewives who prepared pies and preserves, ensuring that not a single cherry was wasted. But after the war, electric gadgets began to flood the market, rendering tools like the cherry stoner obsolete. Today, they gather dust in antique shops, waiting for someone to rediscover their history. As the cherry stoner fades into memory, we move on to number 9, the raisin seeder. This small, often overlooked tool resembled a handheld scoop with a small opening designed to fit snugly around a raisin. A typical scene might involve a hard-working farmer bringing his crop of plump grapes into the kitchen, transforming them into juicy raisins. With the raisin seeder, he could remove seeds quickly and easily, helping his wife prepare sweet treats for the family. The raisin seeder, once an essential kitchen helper, slipped away as prepackaged foods flooded grocery stores after the war. The convenience of buying seedless raisins meant this tool quietly disappeared without anyone noticing. Next up is number 8, the lard press. Imagine a rustic kitchen in the 1920s. Women gathered to make homemade lard, a vital ingredient in baking and frying. The lard press, often made of heavy-duty metal, allowed them to pack rendered fat with ease. Picture the scene. The women straining hot lard through the press, watching it flow into the waiting containers. This was a labor-intensive process, but the end result meant the best biscuits and fried chicken the family could enjoy. As the interest in healthier cooking arose during the late 20th century, lard's popularity diminished, and with it, the necessity for the lard press. It now stands as a reminder of a time when kitchens were filled with the sense of love and hard work. At number 7, we find the tin bread raiser. This ingenious tool looks like a narrow metal rack with a slight incline. Picture a devoted housewife kneading dough in her quaint kitchen, rising to the occasion with a freshly baked loaf. The tin bread raiser allowed the dough to rise evenly by providing a consistent temperature, ensuring a great crust and texture. Unfortunately, the rise of electric ovens and standardized baking methods led to the decline of this charming tool. Today, the tin bread raiser is barely remembered, yet it served a significant role in baking staples for generations. As we head to number 6, we uncover the salamander iron. This hefty yet elegant tool had a long handle and a flat, slightly concave end. In a bustling kitchen, a chef would use the salamander iron to deliver high, direct heat to the tops of dishes like gratins or broiled meats, achieving that perfect golden crust. The scene is alive with laughter as family and friends gather around the table, eagerly awaiting that divine aroma. However, as gas and electric broilers entered the culinary scene, the salamander iron slowly became redundant, fading from American kitchens into history. Halfway through our countdown, number 5 presents the sugar nippers, an unusual but delightful tool. These charming gadgets often had ornate designs, with sturdy handles and sharp edges, resembling a small pair of scissors. Imagine an afternoon when family and friends gathered to enjoy a festive celebration, and the hostess needed to break down large blocks of sugar for the sweet tea. The sugar nipper was essential, allowing her to create small, manageable pieces. But as refined sugar became readily available in easy-to-use packages, the sugar nippers gradually lost their charm and function, leaving behind memories of times when everything was made from scratch. Now we dive into number 4, the iconic toaster fork. Picture a crackling fire in a hearth, with a family gathered around the flames, the aroma of freshly toasted bread filling the air. The toaster fork, with its long prongs and wooden handle, was specifically designed for toasting bread over an open fire. Imagine the father carefully holding the fork, watching the bread turn golden brown. But with the rise of the electric toaster in the post-war era, the charming ritual of open-fire toasting became obsolete. Today, toaster forks are a whimsical reminder of a time when food was prepared with care and creativity. Did your grandfather have one of these in his shed? Tell me below. As we reach number 3, we encounter the apple parer. This beautifully crafted tool almost resembles a handheld roller coaster track, complete with a sharp blade and a turned wooden handle. Envision a cozy kitchen where children eagerly awaited their turn to help peel apples for pie. The apple parer worked its magic, spinning the apple as it neatly peeled and cored it in one smooth motion. Home cooks cherish this gadget for its ability to create perfectly prepared apples with ease. However, as pre-packaged baking goods rose in popularity and businesses took over production, the apple parer disappeared from kitchen counters, leaving families to reminisce about their time together around the pie-making table. At number 2, we come across the sausage stuffer. This fascinating device often had a cylindrical shape, with narrow tubes designed for creating homemade sausages from scratch. Picture a dedicated butcher working in the back of his shop, expertly stuffing casings with seasoned meats. The booming laughter of men preparing for tailgating parties echoed through the air as they created their own delicious links. However, the rise of commercially made sausages and the decline of traditional butchering methods led to the fall of the sausage stuffer. It now rests in forgotten corners, a piece of kitchen history lost to the convenience of modern living. Finally, at number 1, we unveil the coffee roaster. This extraordinary gadget often came in the form of a drum, either hand-cranked or stove-topped. Picture a lively morning scene, the aroma of freshly roasted coffee wafting through the kitchen as the family gathered around the breakfast table. The roaster transformed raw beans into fragrant goodness, creating the perfect cup of coffee. However, as instant coffee and commercial coffee brands surged in popularity after World War II, the home coffee roaster slipped silently into the shadows, giving way to convenience over tradition. With each tool we've explored today, we've uncovered not just the stories of forgotten gadgets, but the hands that crafted and utilized them. These instruments echo the resilience and ingenuity of our ancestors who, through their creativity, turned ordinary kitchens into extraordinary spaces filled with love and nourishment. So, as we close the chapter on these marvelous pieces of history, let us carry forward the spirit of craftsmanship that built America. Like this if it took you back, and subscribe for the next forgotten tool. The workshop never really closes. Imagine walking into a home where the kitchen is alive with the clatter of utensils and the rich smell of fresh ingredients. Now, take a moment to envision a tool that seamlessly blends into this picturesque scene. It has a long, tapered body, often made of polished metal, with a cleverly designed handle at one end and multiple pointed prongs like a delicate spider. This brings us to number 9 on our countdown, the raisin seeder. This unassuming device might have seemed like a simple scoop when first seen, but in reality, it was crucial for a farmer's family turning luscious grapes into sweet raisins. Picture this: a farmer using the raisin seeder in his rustic kitchen, pulling out plump grapes from a harvest basket, each one glistening with the moisture of the late summer sun. He would gently pull the trigger of the tool, making it open around the grape as he pressed down, effortlessly removing the seeds as they popped out into a small container. Family members listened closely, anticipating the treats that would follow. Yet, with the post-war boom in packaged foods, the convenience of pre-seeded raisins meant that this once essential tool slowly became obsolete, its design languishing in the memory of those who appreciated the sweeter, old-fashioned treats of yesteryear. Continuing with number 8 on our list, we come to the lard press. It's a heavy-duty contraption reminiscent of something you might find in a butcher's shop. This metal device had a large cylindrical body and a sturdy handle for exerting pressure, perfect for extracting every bit of goodness from rendered pork fat. Picture a unified gathering of women in the kitchen, laughter ringing through the air as they worked together to produce a staple ingredient for country cooking. They would carefully pour the cooled, melted lard into the press, cranking the handle to squeeze every last drop into jars. This laborious process was not just about making lard for cooking. It signified resourcefulness and respect for food. However, the declining preference for lard, paired with the rise of vegetable oils and health-conscious cooking, led this cherished tool toward obscurity. A once crucial part of their culinary landscape, the lard press now sits quietly as a relic in attics and antique stores. Next on our journey, at number 7, is the tin bread raiser. This tool resembles a compact metal scaffold with a gentle slope, designed to cradle loaf pans and allow dough to rise evenly before baking. In a bustling kitchen filled with the delicious scent of yeast, we find a hard-working mom kneading her dough with the same workmanlike approach she had inherited from her mother. She would set her pans upon the raised surface of the bread raiser, letting warm air circulate all around, promoting an even lift. This was the secret to achieving that perfectly brown crust, a staple at family meals. After the war, however, electric baking devices and standardized recipes made it easy to forget the art of bread making. The bread raiser quietly disappeared from cabinets, replaced by modern conveniences that offered quick fixes rather than the labor of love. As we reach number 6, we are greeted by the salamander iron. This remarkable tool, a long-handled piece of metal with a flat, slightly curved end, was indispensable for chefs who sought that perfect crust on their culinary creations. Picture an elegant dining room filled with the murmur of guests eagerly awaiting their meal. The chef, confident yet reflective about the love within his craft, takes the salamander iron to draw heat from a blazing wood fire, holding it just above the surface of a pot of bubbling gratin. The guests watch in awe as he effortlessly garnishes their dish with the smoky flavor and crisp texture it deserves. Yet, as technology advanced and gas and electric broilers found their places in kitchens, this tool has faded from memory, a once revered implement reduced to mere nostalgia. Halfway through our listing at number 5, we encounter an unexpected gem, the sugar nippers. This whimsical, yet beautifully wrought tool looked almost like a small pair of scissors and was used for breaking down large blocks of raw sugar into manageable pieces. Imagine a festive family gathering where the hostess, clad in an apron, requires sugar for her popular sweet tea. She deftly grabs the sugar nippers, cracking the hard block into dimensions fit for her recipe, all while regaling her friends with stories about how many cups she could make if everyone joined in. But as the years progressed, commercially refined sugars became common, conveniently packaged in easy-to-use containers that required no extra effort. The sugar nippers fell into obscurity, their bright designs waiting patiently in drawers for the day they might see new life again. Moving on to number 4, we meet the toaster fork, a serene reminder of simpler times when food preparation often felt like a cherished family ritual. The toaster fork, with its sturdy handle and long prongs, was specially made for toasting bread over an open flame. Picture a chilly winter morning when a father stirs the fire in the hearth, the glimmering warmth beckoning his family closer. He takes the bread slices, spearing them with the fork and holding them just above the crackling flames, savoring the scent of toasting bread filling the air while sharing stories from his youth. As the warmth envelopes the kitchen, that moment of togetherness around the fire is unmistakable. Yet, as electric toasters became affordable and reliable, the art of open-fire toasting, along with the charming toaster fork, was soon forgotten. Did your grandfather have one of these in his shed? Tell me below. At number 3, we discover the ingenious apple parer, a delightful tool that brought together functionality and fun. This charming device, resembling a miniature, whirling roller coaster, had a sharp blade that devised a unique motion, spinning the apple while simultaneously peeling and coring it all at once. Visualize a gathering of children in the kitchen, each eagerly anticipating their turn for the magic of the apple parer. With a gentle touch and a smile, a parent might show them how the fruit is transformed, removing the skin to prepare for mouth-watering pies or snacks, all happening in one elegant motion. However, as the era of convenience set in, with pre-made apple products paving the way for easy desserts, the apple parer faded into obscurity, leaving behind a legacy of cherished memories forged in kitchens filled with laughter. Moving further along, we arrive at number 2, the exceptional sausage stuffer. This rare device, with its cylindrical shape and narrow tube, provided artisans and home cooks alike the ability to create their own sausage with the ingredients of their choosing. Picture the moment an uncle is welcoming friends for a backyard barbecue, skillfully hand-cranking the sausage stuffer at the butcher's shop. The air fills with excitement as he expertly stuffs seasoned meat into casings, not only creating tantalizing links, but also igniting conversations around the family customs of sausage making. Yet, as the convenience of supermarket sausages exploded in popularity, the art of sausage making began to dwindle. The sausage stuffer, once a familiar presence in butcher shops and kitchens, rests dormant now, awaiting its revival. Finally, at number 1, we come to the coffee roaster, a truly remarkable kitchen tool that played a pivotal role in establishing America's love affair with coffee. Often appearing as a brass or steel drum, this device was designed for the meticulous roasting of raw coffee beans. Imagine the excitement of a quiet morning in a home where the family awakens to the aroma of freshly roasted coffee filling the air. A person carefully cranks the roaster, turning the beans until they yield the perfect roast, dark and full of flavor. Friends would gather early, anticipating not only the rich taste of the brew, but also the intimate connections that centered around the breakfast table. However, as instant coffee brands gained traction post-World War II, the once celebrated homemade coffee roaster saw its decline, overshadowed by the convenience offered by mass-produced options. These tools and their stories weave together a rich tapestry of American kitchen history, a lineage marked by tradition, innovation, and a growing disconnection from the manual craft. While many of these implements might lie forgotten, the spirit of a time dedicated to craftsmanship and home cooking remains embedded in our collective memory. As we reflect on these remarkable devices that once thrived in kitchens across America, we realize that they not only represent bygone days of culinary artistry, but also the hands that shaped and nourished generations' lives. Like this if it took you back, and subscribe for the next forgotten tool. The workshop never really closes.